Hey y'all. So it's Sunday and I'm outside painting. Me and Mr. Business out on the porch. Of course, as soon as I hit play, he's been quiet sitting over there on the table next to the window. As soon as I hit play, or record rather, he's like, meow, I need your attention right now. And he didn't even know, but he knows. It's like some kind of instinctual thing. Anyway, so I was gonna go live, like do a Facebook Live, but I'm still I'm on Facebook probation. I'm on house arrest for Facebook or some shit. I can't go live, anyways, for like another 15 days or whatever. Still don't know exactly what it was for, but I don't really care. Anyway, so having thoughts that I want to post, but I'm painting. I want to take time out from painting to post my thoughts. So I'm like, well, then I'm just kind of trapped with my thoughts. Sitting here listening to some music, painting, and having thoughts, but being trapped with them. And I was like, well, I can just record them and maybe keep them to myself, maybe post them. I have that choice now since I can't go live, so I guess thanks, Facebook. Just record this for myself. It can just be in my files for people to go through when I'm gone. Be like, wow, this chick really was something else. And being something else can be either very good or very bad, depending on your interpretation. So, excuse me. I'm sitting here painting. I've had some gummies, got my vapes, and so I'm having thoughts, elevated thoughts, and thinking about how I'm here painting, because this is where I really want to be. This is kind of where I want to be doing, almost all the time, really. Some sort of painting or project or something. I don't want to work anymore. I'm not finding joy in it, but it's a thing that I have to do, so I do it. But I'd love the day where I can just do stuff like this. I have things in motion to try and get some semi-passive income kind of thing that would allow me time to do this, because I could turn this into income, because I'm not getting these lamps to decorate for myself. I love lamps. Fucking love lamps. But I only have room for so many. But other people like lamps, and so I can doctor them up and I can sell them to folks that want them. This is about to get messy. I don't want to sit it down. I'm on my porch. I keep looking over here for the camera, but the camera's over there, right there. My shoulders are exposed. Just trying to make sure that's all that's exposed. Although, I guess as long as it's not the almighty nipple, I might be all right. If I didn't have nipples, I could just sit right up and it would be like nothing happened. Anyway, so having thoughts while I'm painting, having a great day. Spent most of yesterday out here too. Well, actually all of yesterday after I got home from the thrift store. Just sitting out here, chatting with an old friend. Or a new friend, maybe. New friend. So, this is just going to be a high ramble. Which is fine, because that's what I'm good at. And if I do say so myself, I'm rather entertaining. It's, it's facts, true facts. I keep looking over here because that's where the record button is, which I don't know if I flipped it. Anyways, so he was hanging out with my lifelong bestie since we were 7 years old. This is our 40th year of friendship, 40th anniversary. Lifelong bestie. Who I will, she can, I'm not trying to name names. Y'all know who y'all are. Her little brother, who I don't really, I remember when we were little, and, she always had to take him with her when she came to my house. She had a little sister too, and sometimes she had to bring the sister, but the brother was always with her. She was always responsible for the brother. And he is 7 years younger than us. So if we were 3rd grade, 9, and he was 7 years younger than us. I mean, he was like a toddler. So, he figures in my childhood memories for the childhood where I lived the longest, that is, which was from like 2nd grade to 6th grade. I lived in one neighborhood on one block. I lived in 3 different houses on that one block within that time period, but I lived in that same place. Went to the same school, the same friends, in the same neighborhood. And she lived in the same neighborhood, like a few blocks behind my street. I was allowed to go to her house, which is kind of miraculous. And she was always allowed to come to my house, as far as my mom was concerned, whether her mom let her or not. My mom would actually prefer to come to my house. Of course, she probably would have preferred to come to my house too. But isn't that kind of how we always feel? We always want to be somewhere else. Anyway, so he has been back in town here, the little brother. And, she and I talk about our families periodically, so we catch up. So, he's still been a part of my life, even though I haven't seen him. And so I told her, I was like, oh, you should, give him my number and tell him to text me. We'll get together and have lunch and catch up and stuff. And so that happened yesterday. And we went and had lunch. And at one point we were talking about something, I don't know, memories or something. And he's like, and I had asked him something, I guess about myself or about something. And he's like, I know next to nothing about you. It's like, all I really know about you is that you're my sister's best friend. And I just hadn't been able to stop thinking about that, how weird that is. Because I know him. But then, here I am, this lady from his past who he has met before, but apparently hasn't seen me since I was 16, more than 30 years ago. So just keep thinking about how weird this whole situation is. And so that's what I was doing yesterday. I was hanging out with him and painting. And my original point of making this video was to talk about how much I love being out here and painting. And how it's always something I felt like I don't do enough of. Because I'm always running around and doing things. Well, since I don't have a car currently, I am kind of stuck here. So this is what I could go inside and watch TV or be on the computer or work, but this is the thing that I want to do. And, I'm missing things that are happening with others outside of my house, outside of my space, and outside of what I see on Facebook. There's a lot of shit happening out there, and I'm just like unaware of it. And I'm just I'm not insulating or hermiting because I'm not trying to be by myself. I'm just kind of getting lost in doing these projects and stuff. And I'm realizing I've had this artistic and creative drive my whole life. And I looked back on being a kid and how much I used to love, to begin with, to color. Coloring books, oh my God. I still had childhood coloring books. I might still have some somewhere, because I loved to color, and I didn't just, stay within the lines. I put in textures and shading and different techniques. Like I knew that if you colored in circles, it could kind of make it look textured, or if you were really smooth and you didn't have the crayon streaks at all. I just was very, very serious about my coloring. Meow meow. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you, baby. It's a business break. Isn't that right, Mr. Business? Had to have a business meeting. My boss, Mr. Business, just, is out here checking on me. Needed to have a meeting. I think he's licking his butt now, so I would assume that means the meeting is over. I never really know. These bosses sometimes are just hard to... So, painting, enjoying myself. It's very free. It's very relaxing. And, it's very free because, I'm not restricted by anything. The weather feels great. I have curtains up, so I'm outside hearing outside noises without actually being outside. But you all know I love to go outside too, because I love to go camping, and I love to be painting when I'm camping, and just hanging out in my hammock and just existing. It's amazing. But, I miss people. I miss hanging out and interacting with people, and I was realizing that yesterday when, my old new friend was over here hanging out. I miss meeting new people and getting to know them. And I love, spending time with, my people that I already know me, and, we have all of these shared memories and knowledge of each other. But, meeting new people is fun too. Especially since I never know, what's this person, how are they going to relate to me? What is our relationship going to be? Because the thing is, every single person you interact with, that's a relationship. You are relating to that person. Every single individual contact you have. And every single relationship has infinite potential. That relationship doesn't ever have to be stagnant. It can evolve to whatever you want it to. You could be friends. You could be enemies. You could be nothing. Just be a complete acquaintance. Just pass through each other's orbits once without making a single impression upon them at all. Might not even have noticed. You're not a relationship to them because you don't exist in any kind of meaningful way because you're not part of their lived experience. They didn't notice you for whatever reason. But when those connections do meet, possibilities are just endless. And you know what? They're not random. You have a say in what happens. You can steer. You can try to steer or guide it or restrict it. You can put up boundaries. Or you could just kind of let the boundaries set themselves, because rarely are two beings so immediately attracted to each other that there are no boundaries. It does happen. It has happened to me, but anyway. So, wow, I wasn't intending to wax poetic on relationships and organic growth and relationship anarchy or any of that. I was trying to say, I don't have a car. I'm at home by myself most of the time. Most of the time, I'm alone. Not lonely. I'm not saying I'm lonely all the time. Sometimes I'm lonely. But I'm really good at keeping myself company. And I'm pretty fucking awesome company, if I do say so myself. So I don't really get lonely necessarily. But I do love to share experiences and share space and share energies with people. So the point of this is to say there's almost an open invitation to come hang out with me. And there really aren't very many exceptions. If you feel like you're an exception to that, ask me. Because chances are you're probably not. Chances are you're probably the one that I most want to hang out with. But I have felt like I've made a lot of efforts to hang out with a lot of people. And when I had the means to get up and go and actually make things happen, then they did. But, in the last bit of time when we feel a little bit restricted in movements and limited in what we can do, which I do. So I spend a lot of time at home, even when I had a car. Now I don't have a car. So I am here, whether I want to be or not. Good thing is I like being here. It's good. Do my painting and, all my stuff is here. It's great. But, I like to interact and relate to people. So I'm saying, if you'd like to come over and be elevated or not, we can paint and sip or paint and chat and paint and dip and chip and just blah blah blah, whatever. Let's just hang out. I want to hang out with you. I do have a bit of travel coming up. I will be traveling to Denver on Friday, May 13th. And I will be in Denver, in the Denver area, until Wednesday, May 18th. At which time I will be taking a short flight to the San Francisco area. I will be in San Francisco, in that area, Redwood City to be specific. If you know, you know. And I will be there until Tuesday, May 24th, at which point I will be returning home to Jacksonville. Yay. Duval drags me back into its clutches. for some time. At any rate, outside of that, those weekends, I don't have a car. I don't have any plans to get a car anytime soon. I had some out-of-town plans already made and commitments and stuff before I lost my Lala. I miss her. But I'm really digging not having a car, to be honest. I dig not having the car payment and the expenses and the hassle. And I was only driving once a week at most anyways. And really, more often than not, it was like every other week or something. And I'd go out of town for the weekend and then come back. And then the car would sit here for, 2 weeks in the driveway without even being cranked. So I work from home. And I don't have any problems being here. I like being home. My stuff is here. Mr. Business is here. My Ron guy is here. Big Papa. But you're not here. I'd like for you to be here sometimes. To come hang out with me. And, we can paint, we can chat, we can play board games, we can just chill, we can just share space, we can snuggle, we can play video games. I have a Raspberry Pi with all the classic Atari and Coleco and games. I also have Devil Dice. If you don't know about Devil Dice, you better know. You just need to know. I have so many board games. Or we could just, listen to music. We could just talk. Sleep. Whatever, I'm just saying, this is an open, fun space. And I have things that I want to do. I want to have a group painting class party thing regularly. Either where we can all get together and I can teach, or somebody can teach a skill and we all work on the same project at the same time, or we can like what I'm doing right now. Everybody can bring a lamp and we can just all decorate the lamp however we want to. We could all work or whatever, If you want to build with clay, or you want to write, or, just get together and be creative. Whatever. I want to share spaces with you. And I want to do that more often. But I'm kind of at a point, due to circumstances and choices, that I'm at a point where I need you to actively choose to do that and to actively reach out and make plans. And, sometimes I'm going to say no for reasons. And that's just a risk that there's going to be. I have a Google Calendar. I don't mind sharing it with anybody who wants to see it so that we can coordinate dates, so you don't have to ever hear no. You can see, oh, well, she's busy that weekend, so I won't ask her, I know how that is. There are people that I've been wanting to spend time with, and they're busy, and it's hard to try and fit yourself in. And then you also know how it is to be busy, and you get home and you just want to chill. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to answer emails. You don't want to reach out. You just want to be at home in your space, and you don't have the capacity to reach out. So I always have all of these things in mind, so I don't have any expectations of people. But I also, I invite people and they decline. So I've had some, I've had some no's, and I accept them, and I don't feel dejected and rejected. But what I'm doing right now is I'm putting out there that I am open to receiving invitations from you to come visit me, to come hang out, to share space, or if you wanted to go do something. The thing is, if you want to go do something, you're just going to have to come get me. Because I don't have a car. And, calling, I mean, if I need to get around, there are methods. Ron does have a car that I can use after he gets home from work. I don't like to drive his car because it's a Mustang. It's low to the ground, and it's just, not the type of car I like to drive. But it is available, so I'm not trapped. But I just prefer to be in my space and enjoy my space at this time. I feel like I haven't taken enough time to enjoy my space, especially since, I've paid decent money. I hope it's decent money. I hope if it wasn't decent money, she would tell me. I've paid decent money to make my spaces more clean and inviting and organized and not so, chaotic. I mean, the chaos is getting to me too. Disarray. I know it affects people mentally. It was affecting me mentally. So, I'm in a place I really want to share this space I'm working on building. Because I don't want it to just be my space. I like for it to be like a community kind of space. You want to do some art? You want to get away? Come hang out. Let's do that. I have lots of plans on the horizon that are going to involve all of y'all. And I want all of you, just scrape some paint off somewhere. I want all of y'all to be a part of that. If you choose to be. It's all consent, at your leisure. And putting it out there with intention and mindfulness. I want us to share space and make beauty, make love. Making love isn't necessarily about being sexual. God, art is love, and I'm making art right now. So you know what? My body gets the same highs I get from making love and from being elevated. I'm not gonna lie about it. But, it's still true. My God, this is like so awesome. I can't tell you how much fun it is to do this. I don't have to be really super mindful. My only purpose in painting these is to paint them black. I don't have to be meticulous about it. I can be very messy. I can paint in large, broad swaths. There are no lines to stay within. If I smear, I can just keep spreading it around. I just dip my paintbrush in once, and it doesn't matter what part of the piece I touch with the brush. It's all meant to be painted black. And these lamps, they have like a lot of little nooks and crannies. So the part of me that needs some attention to detail, gets to look for all of those nooks and crannies that aren't painted. It's very, very meditative and relaxing. And see, you could be here with me doing this right now. Just listening to traffic or music. I had a playlist on of songs to sing along to. And, so I'm just out here singing very badly. Talking to myself because, even though this is being recorded, and in theory, more than 0 people will see it. So then I'm talking to you. But I'm recording this now, but I still fucking sit out here and talk to myself when I'm not recording it. So you could, if this is how I am when I know I'm being recorded and I'm trying to maybe be a little bit mindful of the things that I say, because am I going to post this on Facebook? Probably. I don't know. So, yeah. So that's what's happening here. And you could be here. I want you to be part of it. It's fun. It's exciting. You don't have to wear clothes if you don't want to. I don't have to not wear clothes. I dress, even though it's my home, I want you to be comfortable in this space. So I will dress to your level of comfort. If you are comfortable with me being naked, then I'm going to choose to be naked. My choice will almost always be naked. Sometimes I choose clothes. Sometimes I do. My clothes are very comfy and soft. But those are my rainbow clothes, and I don't want to get splattered paint all over them yet. I'm not ready to make them works of art. I want to wear them as they are before I decorate them on purpose or by accident. Food stains will happen, but food stains can usually wash out. At any rate, you could be here with me. We could be having elevated conversations or no conversations, or you could vent or cry. We could have therapy. We could have art therapy. We could, all scream and cry and pull our hair out. And we could color our hair. We could all get together and color our hair. Fucking do our nails. We could do the girl things. And this is not gendered time I'm talking about here. All inclusive. I mean, if I'm honest, cis-het white men, I won't say they're not welcome, but they have to be on their absolute fucking best behavior. Not all men. Because I'm married to a cis-het white man. He's pretty fucking great. And I know some others. Y'all know who you are. But I don't know what level of privacy I'm posting this. I might post it public. Who knows? I'm a megalomaniac. I think everybody knows me and everybody wants to hang out with me, right? If you're seeing this, right? I mean, if you've watched this far, obviously. So, it's not too much to assume that if you made it this far, you want to hang out with me. So, I like hanging out. So, let's hang out. We can talk about stuff. There isn't really any topic that's off limits. As long as everybody's respectful of each other and nobody's trying to be harmful. Don't be a jerk. Dog's living his best life in the back of that truck. Terrifies the hell out of me when I see dogs in the back of a truck. It's terrifying. Anyways, so, painting. Come hang out with me. Let's make some arts. Let's make love. Let's make art. Make love, make art. That's what I'll call it. Make love, make art. Naked painting with Tanya. Because, even I intend for it to be naked even if we're not physically naked. Emotionally naked. Let's get real. Let's get deep. Let's talk about shit that matters. Let's talk about shit that doesn't matter. I just have to let you know if you want to talk about Real Housewives. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to talk about. If that's what you're into. If that's what, floats your boat. Fills your soul. I don't know. Whatever you get from it. That's your thing. I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying it's not mine, so I don't know. So I can't really participate in those conversations, and I don't want to. But you're welcome to have those conversations. But we're not having hateful conversations about anything, of course. There's no room for hating anything except for hatred and intolerance, I suppose, you know. I think we all know that. This lamp is almost black. I see a lamp and I want to paint it black. I'm always a big Stones fan on these painting days. I barely know any Rolling Stones. Well, that's probably not true. I know all of the Rolling Stones that everybody knows. I don't know any Rolling Stones that only Rolling Stones fans know. I don't have any particular feelings about them. It's just, you know, that song's appropriate because I'm painting things black. And it's so much fun. Oh my God, it's so much fun. Just making sure I got no nipplage going on over here. Bare shoulders are allowed. Bare shoulders are allowed too, I think. I mean, grizzlies, big gay bears, I don't know. Bears have shoulders. Also, I would love to have a second pair of eyes and help. You know, because all of this prep has to be done first. It has to be, you know. And I could prep one and do one at a time, but what if I feel really, you know, inspired and I'm ready to go jump at another one or have another idea, but I don't have another surface prepped? So it's best to just take the time to do a whole bunch of these at once. But, you know, it takes time and energy to do these too, and it also scratches, you know, the painting itch. So sometimes after, even if this were the last thing I had to prep and I was ready to start something new, I'm a little bit tired, you know. Might not, just because I'm ready to start something new, I don't necessarily like to finish in the middle of something. And there are some processes that are time sensitive, you know, and I can't, I paint them black and I forget about them and they just sit there until I'm ready to go to the next step. But sometimes, you know, if I set something to the side to let it dry a little bit and it's going to be very quickly ready for another process, I get distracted and forget. So it'd be nice to have somebody to help me be mindful. But none of it's critical, so it doesn't matter. That's one of the things that I want to stress about art and painting. The thing that I think was never stressed enough in any of the paint and sip classes I've been to, which, you know, isn't a ton, but I've been to several. I mean, y'all have the paintings hanging in your house, you know. Some of y'all do. The only one of those I still have is the very first one. I gave away or sold all the others. Anyway. I don't even remember what I was saying. Distracted. And elevated. Come hang out with me, that's what I'm trying to say. It's fun. It's chill. I think those are all the thoughts I wanted to get out. Yep. Bye.